Jess and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. Today we are going to be doing my December plan with me, but first we are starting with a flip through of my November completed pages. So first off, here we have my title page, which I ended up loving. I thought it turned out really well. My TBR and reading schedule, which I ended up completely abandoning. My wrap up and page tracker page. My Hannah Montana Readathon pages, my fanfic TBR, which is on hold for the time being, just so you know. My Taylor Swift playlist-a-thon pages, which are still in progress, and I will continue to go back to them in December. My habit tracker, which I abandoned mid-month but then picked back up, and my little playlist sidebar that I haven't filled out at all because all I listen to is Taylor Swift, literally. Next we have some to-do lists. A new revised reading schedule that I created later on in the month, which is another hot mess. So now I am very excited to start fresh in December. I decided to go with a Christmas tree theme for December, so I just wrote December in cursive, kinda ugly, included a mini calendar, which I'm pretty sure is correct this month because last month it definitely was not, but I don't really use it to reference the date anyway, it's just kind of for aesthetic purposes, so whatever. I already drew out my trees in pencil, so I'm just outlining them in black, and then I'll go in later and add green and red accents. I think overall it turned out pretty well. I'm fairly happy with it. Then on the other side, I decided to do a quote page, which I don't always do, but I was inspired by one I saw on Pinterest, so I decided to do my own version. It just says it's the most wonderful time of the year, because that is the truth, and it has a little tree doodle at the bottom. Then on the next set of pages, as usual, we have my to be read page, except this one turned out kind of ugly, not gonna lie. I decided to use these brush pens instead of my usual mild liners so I could have a red and green Christmassy theme, but I found them a lot harder to control, and honestly, I'm just not super used to them, so I'm not happiest with any of these spreads, but we are learning, okay? Anyway, you guys know the drill. We started with our buddy reads. The Page Turner Book Club is reading In a Holidays by Christina Lauren in December, and then for the Percy Jackson read-along, we are reading The Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan next. All the information for that will be down below as always. Books for videos include Transcendent Kingdom by 𝗖𝗂𝗽𝗖, The Wives by Taryn Fisher, When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole, The Girl with a Louding Voice by Abby Dare, American Dirt by Janine Cummins, The Searcher by Tana French, The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton, and Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I'm sure you all know what videos I'm doing, so there they are. They're coming soon. I know I've talked about these books multiple times before. I'm actually reading them this month, I promise. Then I'm sure many of you probably know the Disney Channel Games Readathon is happening in December, starting on December 6th. Blue Team is the best team. There is still time to sign up for the best team. If you haven't already, I will go into more detail during my readathon spread, but for this readathon, I am planning to read 𝗪𝗏𝗄 by Darcy Littlebadger, One by One by Ruth Ware, The Guest List by Lucy Foley, The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, and Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Then some extras that I hope to get to if I somehow miraculously create more time in the month for myself. I have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab, which I have started and just need to finish. But then I also hope to get to The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter, ideally before the end of the Taylor Swift playlist-a-thon, but who knows if that's gonna happen. As always, I have the page number for all of these books on the right-hand side of the page, totaled that up, and that equaled 4. And when I totaled all those pages up, I got 5,465 pages, which is doable if I push myself just a little bit. And then we are moving on to the other page to put together my reading schedule. I have talked about this before, but I do schedule out my reading because I feel like it helps me read more. I don't always follow it to a T, as you can probably see during my completed pages flip through, but I do like having it as a guideline so I can kind of know how much I need to aim for if I want to get everything done by the time I want to get it done. The schedule is pretty simple. I just number the days of the month down the side of the page, 1 through 31. Each book over on my TBR page does have a designated 2-letter acronym, as you can see, which I used to denote that book in my schedule. When I was planning, I started by planning my Disney Channel Games books because those all need to be read within the 3-day time periods. Then I figured out how many pages of the books in my video category I would need to read per day before the videos are scheduled to go live. It worked out to be about 240 pages a day for most of the month, the first 20 days or so we'll see how that goes. If I think about it, it's like 4 hours of reading, which I think is doable if I'm pushing myself, but we'll see how that goes. I also have a sneaking suspicion that I forgot to include 𝗖𝗓 in my schedule too, so that's fun. But I think I have more time to squeeze it in at the end of the month, so hopefully it'll be fine. Now, as we flip over the page, we are moving on to my wrap-up and page tracker spreads. Nothing much has changed about these. On the left is my December wrap-up. I just drew this little chart with 3 columns, including a column for dates read, the title of the book, and the rating. And then I colored in every other line with either red or green to just give it a little flavor. Yikes, that one green line is wild. Gross. Then on the right side, I drew my page tracker, basic line graph. Here I'm numbering the days of the month down the vertical axis, and you can see me pause when I realize I numbered it incorrectly. Ugh, my life. Anyway, the horizontal axis is numbered up to 400 pages, with every box equaling 20 pages. This tends to work for me, so I'm keeping it as is. The next 3 pages are going to be for my book club books. The first page is for the Battle of the Labyrinth, and I just titled it, drew a rough box as always, and then put places for the dates read, my rating, and my thoughts. Then the opposite page is for The Last Olympian, and I used the same general setup. Same goes for this next page, which is for 𝗖𝗓. And then the page on the right, my 𝗖𝗓 spread, is dedicated to the Disney Channel Games Readathon. I will leave my announcement video in the cards and all the info for the readathon down in the description. I just made a separate box for each of the 5 individual challenges, denoted the dates for each along the left-hand side. And then I went in and put the title of the challenge, the description of the challenge, the book I'm reading for that challenge, and a little box for tracking my progress while I'm reading that I completely stole from my friend Kirsten. Go check out her Instagram and plan with me's, they're the best. For my official TBR, for Alphabet Goop, the challenge is to randomly generate a letter and read a book that starts with that letter. I spun an E, and I will include proof in my vlog of the readathon, so look out for that. And I chose to read 𝗖𝗓 by Darcy Little Badger because I've heard so many good things about it. For Simon Says, the prompt is to read a book that's been recommended to you multiple times or a book that's been recommended by the hosts. I'm doing a twofer, and I'm going to read One by 𝗏, as both Kirsten and Haley, who are both hosts of the readathon, have personally recommended this book to me many times, so it's a double whammy, host recommended and just recommended to me in general. For the outrageous obstacle course, the next prompt is to read an action-packed book. I figured pretty much any thriller would work, so I went with The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Next, Dunk Tank, the prompt is to read a book involving water. For that, I have decided to read The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, because I have to read that for the Percy Jackson read-along anyway. And then the final challenge is Egg Toss, and the prompt is to buddy read a book. The blue team buddy read book is Get a Life Chloe Brown by 𝗕cie heç𝗁𝗲. So excited to read that one. If you want to read along with us, you're more than welcome. There's a Discord chat and everything. And if you're interested in the readathon, again, make sure you sign up before December 6th. All information will be below. And then finally, we are down to the last 2 pages. On the left, I am creating a spread for a readathon hosted by my dear friends Em and Catherine. They are hosting a holiday-themed readathon called the 12 Days of Bookmas, so of course I'm participating. They have so many fun prompts based on the 12 Days of Christmas song. Some are reading-based, some are activity-based, and they all sound like so much fun. I don't have anything set in stone as far as a TBR goes yet, because I just have too many things going on in my head right now, but I will definitely be updating over on Instagram if you want to follow me over there. Also, if you want to participate in the readathon, I'll leave all the info down in the description. Then on the right page, I am making my habit tracker. I have succumbed to the vertical habit tracker and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I figured I'd try it out. I can't fit as many habits in this way, which I wasn't expecting, so I'm not sure if I like that, but I'll update you next month. And with that, we have completed our December bullet journal pages, so I will take you through a final flip through. First, we have our title page, our TBR and reading schedule page, our wrap-up page and page tracker, our book club pages for The Battle of the Labyrinth, The Last Olympian, and in holidays, my DCG Readathon Spread, 12 Days of Bookmas Spread, and my habit tracker. Overall, this isn't my best month. It's not the prettiest, but I do think the pages are still fairly cute and functional. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!